This wasn't it. Just because people's reasons for depression seem small to others, it doesn't mean it's a reason to disregard the fact that it affects them. A simple man up for some niggas is not the solution. I mean, it low key is for most niggas, bro. It low key is. A lot of niggas just need to stop being depressed, bro. I know that sound crazy in this culture that worships mental illness, but depression for the most part is a choice.
Depression is a very, very controversial topic in today's society. On one hand, there are actually people who are suffering and they genuinely need someone to help them. And on the other hand, you have people who kind of use and abuse and lie in victimhood for the rest of their lives. Recently, Young Don the Source God 2, I like his channel a lot, but I didn't really agree with his recent video about how, anyone that's depressed just wants to be depressed, whatever it is. You know, I kind of sat there like I disagree, which is fine. Like, you know, everyone disagrees with different kind of things. I usually agree with most of his takes, but that one, didn't sit right with me. Mainly because I used to be in that mindset that depression isn't real, this, that, and the third. Anyone that goes through it is just a bitch or whatever it is, until I went through it myself. And when I tell you, yeah, it really humbled me because I realized that there are actually people out here who are suffering. I made a comment in the video that basically kind of explained what goes through the mindset of someone who's depressed or upset, you know. And it's basically the sense that you think your problems are a lot bigger than they actually are. Now, granted, the outside world may be like, oh, why are you getting upset about that, this, and that? But the fact is, like, it's a lot more than just society pressure you. It is the devil as well. Like the dark thoughts that feed you, like, oh, no one cares about you. You know, you start tripping over little shit, and eventually it starts off as a small thought, but it builds up. And gradually over time, what you end up having is people being severely depressed over shit that, you know, they could easily get over. But in their head, you know, they've believed for so long and they've bought into the idea of these things. That's kind of, some people go to the far extent where it's far too late for them to come back. And, you know, it's sad to see that being the case because, like, you know, it's easy to come out, but some people just don't have the answers to come out. I know people who have never grown up with a father or had a masculine figure to teach them how to cope with the stuff of society, because reality is, as a young boy, you know, we aren't fully told, if you don't have a father in the house, you aren't fully told that the world isn't so kind to you. You have to work for everything you got here. Nobody is coming to save you. You know, you don't get that reality check until you do it by yourself. So when you now get thrown into society by yourself, you know, because we've been brainwashed by, you know, blue pill ideas and all that kind of business, you start to be in this mindset like, oh, everything I've learned is a lie. So how am I supposed to survive in this world? You know, like, I don't matter if I don't have any value. I don't matter if I don't look good. I don't matter about anything, you feel me? And it starts to weigh down on people because, like, why didn't no one tell me? Why can't I start sooner? That's the frustration. Another thing that he should have considered as well is the fact that, you know, that a lot of these people watching him, a few people may not have a dad in the house, or maybe they do have a dad in the house, but their dad isn't aware of how to operate with society in a red post perspective. So they look up to you. The last thing they need from young Don is, oh, your problems don't matter, you feel me? Like, because at the end of the day, they look up to you. They see you as, oh, that's young Don, you know, I'm going to watch a video, I'm going to get some good information from him. But when you start kind of trying to shame them or make them feel like their issues don't matter, it's kind of like, well, who am I meant to turn to now? So mainly my stance on the whole situation is that people need help. People need guidance. People need someone to teach them. So for us, me, Young Don, and other people, you know, rather than us sitting here on our high horse going like, oh, we've got over and now laughing at other people, you know, we should be going about to help other people, you know. They don't have the answers, but we were able to find the answers, luckily enough, by God's grace. So let's go and start, you know, go around teaching people rather than just shaming them like, oh, man up or whatever it is. Some niggas don't want to hear man up. Some niggas generally just want someone to hear them out. You know, the last thing people want to hear is someone telling them that their problems don't matter. You feel me? People want to be heard as to why. Even if it's a stupid idea, that's literally what it is. I see it with the men that I, you know, coach sometimes, you know, they have some really dumb thoughts and they know it's a dumb thought, but it's the fact that I'm able to listen to what they're trying to say, and then now we can come up with a solution to help them get out of that mindset, and it's all better. It doesn't have to be just either be an asshole or be a softie. Like, no, there can be a balance. Like, you can understand and be empathetic of how people are. I know, not just being an empath, but like just generally being a decent person, you know. That's what people need in this kind of dark place that we live in, you feel me? But where I will say this now here is that if you are depressed and you have got the answers, you know how to get yourself out of positions. For example, you've been with me or someone else that knows the answers, you know, of working out, you know, go and be more sociable, all that kind of business. That's where the victim it shouldn't even be a victim mindset anyways, but that's where the victimhood card kind of gets withdrawn, because it's like, you have the answers now, you can't sit there forever. I want to make you guys understand one simple thing, and this is something that I realized 2 weeks ago. Nobody is coming to save you. And in the case of, say, even if you are trying to get help from somebody, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is gonna give you some golden ticket. Nobody is gonna fly you out of the castle. You're not Princess Peach. You feel what I'm saying? There's no Mario, there's no Luigi, there's no one coming to save you. It's you against the world. And then that's for us as men to help you, but we can only go so far. You can do the work. Only you can see your best self become the person you can be. Only you can unlock your full potential. But it all starts with the mindset that you want to be in. Yeah, you can sit there and you can cry about it for a little bit. Of course you can. You're a fucking human being. But you now have to be in a mindset where you want to change that. You have to have that mindset that enough is enough. I've been crying about it for a few days now. Say if you are in a heartbreak or whatever it is, you need to be in that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get myself out of this. Let me come up with a game plan. Let me see how I'm gonna go out into the world and, like, conquer my fears, whatever it is. Because literally that's what it is. I've trained my brother, and when I first originally, he was a very insecure, angry dude, like whatever it is. Now he's built himself up, he's gone to the gym, he's more confident about himself, and he looks back, he goes like, man, that was a stupid reason for me to be upset. Of course I knew that, but I'm not going to say that to you until after you come out of it, of course, like, because at the time it seems so big. The problem that you're going through seems so big at that certain point in time. Of course it is. But when you come out of it now, which a lot of people want help doing, you look back and you'll be like, Lord, I was really upset over that. Like, literally, that's how it is. There's a lot of people that just need that growth, that need that push to be better, so that they can look back and be like, man, that was kind of dumb. Only you can do the work. Only you can take the initiative to stand up and get back on your feet and be like, I'm going to take charge of my own life. Life is going to throw haymakers at you. This life is not an easy life, and it was not built to be an easy life. Especially as a man, you are going to face challenges, and you're going to be expected to learn how to come out of that situation. Like I said, us men that have found the answers should be there to help you guys. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we cannot help you forever. We can only guide you on the tips that we know, and then now you need to go and find it for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Life is scary, of course, especially as a young man. You don't know what to expect, and it's a lot of expectations. But at the end of the day, be proud that you're a man. Be proud that you're expected to live up to these standards. Be proud that you're expected to be somebody, or take charge or be a leader in this life, because at the end of the day, that's all you can really do. Because think about it this way, if you give up now, or you start moving like one, I can't get out of my depressive state, what are you gonna tell your son or any person that's close to you when they want to give up? You don't have the answer. You didn't go out of your way to go and heal yourself. You didn't go out of your way to go and make the effort to change your life. You kind of just wallowed in your own pity. Now you see someone you care about in pain, you can't help them. You can't advise them. You can't encourage them, because deep down inside you didn't do the work to get out of that spot. You didn't do the work to call yourself a person that overcame adversity. That's how life is. Like, adversity is always going to come at you, but it's how you come back stronger from it. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, we can only do the pity party thing for so long. We can only listen to your stories for so long. We can only be there to help for so long. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours if you really want to come out of that mindset. I won't sit here and say that depression is, it's a choice, whatever it is, because it's not. Some people generally have issues. Some people get frustrated with life. I've been there. I've done that. I know the emotions. But where I started to come in terms with it is that, okay, I'm not going to let life beat me up. I'm going to beat up life. I'm going to go and prove to everyone, or prove to life that it's not as bad as it is. I'm going to start being an example to my younger brothers, because I'm the eldest son, you feel me? I got no dad in the house. I've got to be that example that, coming out of that dark place is possible. Being a strong man is possible. I can't afford to just let it go. So now for you guys now that are here, that may have lesser responsibilities or more responsibilities, just keep moving forward, just keep going. And if you need help, reach out to me, or reach out to someone else that you feel that knows the answers. But the point is, don't just sit there. Come out of it and start going to work. Start going forward with it, you feel me? But one thing I'll tell you now as well is that when you do get the answers, and when you do come out of that depressive state, where you're laughing at your little issues, do not be that arrogant asshole that stands up on the high horse now, because I used to be that person where you're like, oh, depression is just this and that. If you're depressed, then you're this and you just start making fun of other people. Remember, you were there as well. You went through the motions. You went through how it feels. You know how shit you felt. You feel me? So rather than laughing at people, offer your hand to help. And if they don't want to help, they just want to stay there, then leave them. It's not by force. It's not do or die. You feel me? But at least you extended your hand to help that person. That's basically what I was trying to say, and that's basically how I feel like, self-improvement and the manosphere should operate, because mental health is a real thing. Some people aren't built, men are built, we're not born, we're built. We build up how we're going to be. So it all comes down to you and how far you're willing to go. I can promise you one thing right now though, once you do the work, once you take time out of your day to actually go and be proactive to get yourself out of that position, life is a lot more happier than you think. Like, it's full of happiness, it's bright, Since I got out of that depression state and I made the decision to take control of my life, I haven't been sad. I obviously have my sad days, but I've been so happy. Like, I haven't been depressed like that in ages. And I swore to myself I'm never going to go back. So you as well, if you trying to get out of that mindset, learn from us influencers, also people trying to make a difference in the world, Take the advice on board and look forward to that day where you can look back and say, wow, that was some crazy time. And I can be like, now, okay, yeah, now I'm happy now. With that being said, don't be a blue tick verifiable waste, man. Tunnel vision always. Your enemies are watching you, so make sure you're not out here, slacking on your work. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
To feeling like I'm invincible. Take the bag, then I triple it. The flow been on the pinnacle. Vivid dreams of a miracle. Where I made it out of bind. Lately, I'm so out of mind. It's hard to wanna go outside.